There's no way you thought I was going to not do No Ceilings too, right? We've got Lil Wayne, and basically on Thanksgiving 2015, he dropped No Ceilings too. So really, what's like what happened this year for Lil Wayne? Like, so Lil Wayne's kind of been in a predicament, and I do feel like, with everything that went on this year, the big difference between now and like 2010 is just a lot of stuff. Really, we've had Drake, who's really just put paralysis on this year. We've had Future. We've had some of these cats, these young and upcoming cats that have coming out. They're like 21, 20, 19, and we've had The Weekend. I mean, there's just been a lot of stuff that's been going on this year that makes Lil Wayne almost feel like archaic. And the thing about it is he isn't one to get left behind. And so the difference between this project and Sorry for the Wait 2 is he has seen what has happened with this year. Now keep in mind this is probably up to about October, but yet and still this has shown some of the stuff that was relevant. And so, seeing Lil Wayne's touch on what this year has given us, it's fair, but I do also feel like something is missing compared to what happened in 2009 when he dropped the first No Ceilings. So they're just, really the only songs that are really used from other instrumentals are just Drake and Future songs. There's like a couple other ones, but it really has some. I don't want to um I don't want to overgeneralize because I don't have the internet right now, but I do know that there were just the beats that you're going to hear on this album are not as much headliners as they have been in the past. So it's really some stuff. It kind of gets into like the veins and the flesh of rap, and you're going to have to actually know your way around in rap to have remembered these instrumentals. So that's something. And really, what I thought about most of them is it's good about 3/5 of the way through. There was like a good six. See, it's like a good 6 or 7 songs in a row that were bad towards the end, and basically everything before the song "Get You Gat" is something that you need to listen to. And then there's like one song at the end that I also liked, but that last little stretch of the album was not good. I don't want to confuse the issue and have people thinking, well, this project sucks. Don't start with the end. That's the only thing you have to remember. And so we can go right to what songs you can smoke to. I think one you'll probably like is going to be Jumpman, Live from the Gutter, Big Wings, Millie Rock, and I'd also say Duck and Back to Back and Cross Me. So those are all some great ones. And the production, like I said, this is 2015 with like maybe a couple songs, or I think there's some original stuff on here. So I like 12 out of 23 songs plus 2 almost songs. So those 12 were Back to Back, My Name Is, Cross Me, Duck, Poppin', Jumpman, Destroyed, Millie Rock, Live from the Gutter. I want to say Gutta, but Big Wings, Lil Bitch, No Days Off. Now, it reaches like a certain point where these are just really lean beats. It sounds like something that wants to get more of an expression out of you than just I mean, like, I really felt like the song Cross Me was kind of, it just had you in a mind state. It's a little bit different than just being in a good mood. And, there was another beat on here, I think it was maybe Live from the Gutter, that did that. It's good to have these sorts of things just because, it provides what an album does. But if you cannot do these type songs, that when it's not optimistic and you're bad at that, you probably shouldn't do it. And the thing is there's a number of songs on here, but the real weakness to it is that, there's the Hotline Bling remix and the Hills remix. I did not enjoy those. And like I said, that last stretch from Get Ya Gat On, some of these were just really poor choices. I don't know. I'm trying to find a complaint to them. I want it to be more than just me not liking the beat, but they did not match the first the first portion of that project. And so what that leaves, we'll talk about some of the good songs. Drake and Future dropped a project, and there's some songs like that on here, and I do think that a few of those beats are pretty good. Where You At is one of them. I'm kind of getting used to that. That was an Almost song. And then Too Young kind of had a different direction as well. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, I mean, most of these are really, I mean, they have so much energy to them. It feels good. You just get used to Lil Wayne, and it feels like, yeah, you forget what it's like back when you were obsessed with him. And it's like, all he has to do is just put out a new project, and it makes you remember exactly why you liked him to begin with. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't carry that throughout a whole project, but I do think this is enough to say that he shouldn't be worried. And that is that's the big thing about it. So the score, because I like 14 out of 23, this is going to get like a 6.5 out of 10. And, obviously my pick for the year is going to be Sorry for the Wait 2. That one was miles ahead, but I still think, compared to what, has gone on, that this has stuff that you're going to want to hear. So it's kind of a toss-up between which one I'd recommend first. So the Future, this just came out. The Social score is going to get a 6.5, just because, really, there just wasn't a lot of people who were mopping the floor with rap this year. Just a few cats just spearheaded this year, and the stuff in between just really made everything look obsolete. So, yeah, I mean, as far as whether or not this project is like better than No Ceilings, I don't remember reviewing it, but I am going to say that it's probably about on par with that. And if you're just looking for something, it's current. That's the main thing you have to remember. Is I do feel like style is as important as substance, because if it's an album that no one else cares about, it's not going to matter. And then plus Lil Wayne, it's still lyrical, yet and still. So it's just something, this would probably be the better choice over No Ceilings. And, that's just something, it's not just lyrics that have improved, it's also his perspectives and, like, the little tricks that are kind of not as noticeable. I could try to point out some of these, but, it'd probably take another 3 or 5 minutes. You just have to say, like, his his demeanor might have changed or something like that. It's different, trust me. So he's probably matured. But can it be topped? I do think the answer is yes, but this is a mixtape you need to hear. I give this album a 6.5 and a 6 social.